What if reality has no bottom, and you will never reach what it's made of? No base layer, no final level, no point where everything finally makes sense. What if there is no base reality? In the first episode, we asked whether reality is a simulation. In the second, whether reality can even be computed. In the third, whether reality evolves through selection. And now we've arrived at something even more unsettling. All of those questions assumed that there is a final layer, a point where explanation ends, a level where reality is fully defined. But what if that assumption is wrong? Not temporarily wrong, but fundamentally mistaken. We tend to think reality must be built on something. Particles, fields, information, code. Some ultimate layer that everything else depends on, because it feels intuitive. And humans love clean answers. We like knowing where things stop. But reality doesn't seem interested in stopping. In physics, every time we thought we reached something fundamental, we didn't. Atoms were supposed to be indivisible. They weren't. Particles were supposed to be fundamental. Then came fields. Fields were supposed to be the answer. Now they raise deeper questions. It's almost as if reality keeps saying, close, but not quite, and then quietly adds another layer. So far, no confirmed bottom has been found. This does not prove that one does not exist, but it opens a possibility that is difficult to ignore. What if reality is not built on a final foundation at all? In modern physics, this idea appears indirectly, through scale dependence, through renormalization, through effective theories. Each model works, but only within limits. Each describes reality from a specific perspective. None claims to be final. And each, in some way, depends on something deeper. Whether that chain ever ends remains an open question. If it doesn't, then reality may not be something that rests on a base. It may be something that never reaches one, a structure without a foundation. Or something even stranger, a process, not a fixed object, but an ongoing relation between levels. Structure within structure, rules within rules, descriptions within descriptions. No final layer, only continuation. And here is the turning point. If there is no bottom, then nothing is truly fundamental. Not particles, not information, not code. Each of these may only be useful descriptions at certain scales, not the final answer. And that changes everything. Because instead of asking what reality is made of, we may need to ask how reality behaves, how it organizes, how it evolves, how layers relate to each other. In mathematics, we see something similar. Fractals repeat patterns across scales. Zoom in, and the structure continues. Zoom further, and it continues again. Not because the bottom is hidden, but because there may be no final scale. In philosophy, this connects to infinite regress. Every explanation depends on another explanation. Every answer leads to another question. At some point, we expect it to stop, mostly because we'd really like it to. But what if it doesn't? What if explanation itself has no natural endpoint? That doesn't make reality meaningless. It makes it open, structured, but never complete, understandable, but never finished. And yes, this is where things become uncomfortable, because it means there may be no final answer waiting for us, no ultimate layer to discover, no moment where everything suddenly clicks, only deeper understanding without an endpoint. And here's the irony. We might spend our entire lives trying to understand reality. only to realize that reality isn't something that can be fully completed. There are countless theories about what reality is: simulation, computation, evolution, information, structure, process. More appear every year. Some will disappear, some will evolve, some might one day be confirmed. And honestly, we could spend a lifetime exploring these ideas and still not reach the end. So maybe there's another way to see it. While we're trying to understand reality, we are also inside it, living it, experiencing it, right now. And maybe that matters just as much as explaining it. Because even if reality has no bottom, this moment still exists. This experience is still real in the only way that matters to us. So yes, we ask questions, we explore ideas, we push understanding forward. But we also live inside the very thing we're trying to explain. And that balance might be the closest thing we have to an answer. For now. And if there is no final layer, then reality doesn't end in truth. It continues through us trying to understand it. This is, for the moment, the final video in this series about reality. Not because the topic is finished, but because it probably never will be. The world keeps changing. New hypotheses appear. New evidence emerges. And sometimes, ideas that once sounded impossible become testable. And if that happens, we'll come back to question it again, to understand it better, together. If you want to be part of that, you know what to do, because this channel exists for one reason: to explore the questions that don't have easy answers, and maybe never will. I'll see you in the next exploration.